The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the February 13th, the fantastic Friday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day, and let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Now, the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I do want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But even more important than that, and that's this. During this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to send me an email, send it off early, and send it to steve@tfnn.com. Inside that subject heading, please put radio show question. Now, if you're inside our Tiger's Den, and you should be, well, then any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on Fabulous Friday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. So we're beginning our day here with a rally. Now, those of you that are longtime listeners to the show, you expected that. You anticipated that. You knew that even with the market moving lower like it did yesterday, that we were going to see what? Odds favorite, we're going to see a bounce or a bottom form. That's what we've got going on right now. You got the Dow up 139 points, S&P 25, NASDAQ 113, Russell 43, Trannies 250, 90 for the semis, 45 for the composite, 156 for the New York Stock Exchange. She's at a new all-time high, and the advanced decline oscillator, or the advanced decline line, also at a new all-time high. You gotta love market breadth, gobs of market breadth. Market ain't going lower any significant value, not at this moment in time. You got the spot VIX index down about $1 right now, still well above its 50-day exponential moving average. Gold's up $65, silver's up $1.90, light sweet crude off 26 cents, natural gas, it's basically flat out there. We're up about a half a point on the 30-year Treasury. I mentioned the spot VIX index. So those of you that are new to the show, haven't heard it, you take a look at spot VIX. I developed this tool decades ago, really. One of the first tools when I did some analysis of the spot VIX index, and the analysis came back with the 50-day exponential moving average. With prices above that, you see the S&P or you see the NASDAQ, New York Stock Exchange move when the spot VIX is above the 50-day, sideways to lower, and when the spot VIX is below the 50-day, it's sideways to higher. It's a beautiful thing, but there's so many other great tools with the spot VIX, and people just they call it fear and gauge. Well, how the heck do you use that? But I do give you something here to use. One-day rates of change on the spot VIX, above and below minus 10%. We get a spot VIX index, one-day rate of change above plus 10%. Odds favor we're going to see a rally, at least in the overnight hours, early morning hours out there. At least a rally attempt or a bottom. And at this stage here, it may be just simply turning out to be a bottom. How can you say that? That's blasphemy, Steve-O. Well, we can say that, or who will tell us that will be the market, and it'll be at the end of the day. Does the ES Mini close back above the bottom of its profile, 68.62? We're trading at 68.72. If we do close back above it, yesterday's move was a false breakdown signal. The same thing inside of the NQ. Bottom of its profile, 24.856. If we close back inside these profiles, even in case of the Dow, which formed a new profile yesterday, price pulled back earlier this morning, found support at the bottom of the profile. We don't bust these profiles out there. It's just consolidation oriented. Now, the Russell 2000 yesterday did not go ahead and form that profile that wrapped around the prior profile. So we don't have that consolidating message for it. If we take a look at when we get those one-day rates of change in the spot VIX index, the one thing that we typically turn to are the 30-minute charts for each of the equity future contracts. What we look for and what we love is called synergy. Well, that first level of synergy took place at 2 o'clock yesterday morning, or this morning. I happened to be up, went ahead and sent out a go long if you're trading the futures contract with stops below the low of that pattern, and that's proven to work. If we take a look at the ES mini out there, here is that 2 a.m. Rhodes momentum indicator bottom. It's been tested a couple of times. It never failed out there, and now we've got his price dealing with profile resistance on a 30-minute basis. That resistance level is at 68.65. So if we close above that on a 30-minute bar, we're going to head higher. Higher to where? Well, the next level that I would have for a 30-minute chart is this TD9 count breakdown resistance level, and that's up at 69.92. In the case of the NQ, it closed above the top of its profile, then just below it on that last half-hour session. We're looking for 2 consecutive closes above 24.808. If we get that, we should rally further. In the case of the Dow, the level that you're watching here, the top of its 30-minute profile, is at 49,592. And the Russell 2000, a world of its own, it's in bar number 8 of a TD9 count, likely to form a TD9 count top between 11:30 and 12:30 this afternoon, and then it may back off out there. But this is what you're looking for those signals. And we got that uniformity, we got that synergy out here, and now let's see what else these markets can do. Let's take a look at, give me 1 second here. So I wanted to close this down, free up a resource. We're going to go back to the black background charts. I want to take a look at that advanced decline line out here, share that with you. We formed a new all-time high 2 days ago, not yesterday, but looks like we're going to form another one today. Where did it go? There we go. So the prior high was at 610. 357 on my chart out there, and right now we're at 610, 537. So that's going to be new all-time, likely. You'll watch that. If we close at a new all-time high today, what that really does, yeah, go ahead and close that out. What that really does is it limits the downside. In other words, there is a 97% chance that you won't see a 5% or even a 3% decline to the downside with all of this market breadth out there. So I just provide you with that information. It has historically been proven. There are 1,200 events that I have personally looked at out there, and so use the probabilities the way you want to use them. But those are the probabilities, and those are the odds out there. In fact, if we go take a look at, which we should do, I don't have the charts here. We're going to go ahead and pull them up. We're going to take a look at some of the indice charts out here, just the cash indice, the daily, the weekly, and the monthly, because that's how we really put it all together. So give me a second to put this. We'll see which one pops up first. And we're going to take a look at it because, the cool thing is, I get not as many as I used to, but I do get these cards and letters, and you can go ahead and keep them coming, that I'm just absolutely wrong and that the market's getting ready for some kind of major crash out there. And that's cool if that's the camp you want to be in. But I'm going to give you the information the way that I see it, and that is not how I see it out here. We have a weekly Dow chart that negated its TD9 count top last week out there. What that says we're headed higher. Now, right now, what the Dow is doing on a weekly basis, testing this oscillator and change line. And really, we'd love to see it continue to close above that level, and that being 49,652. So watch that at day's end out there. And in the case of the daily time frame, it does have a wave number G top. It does have a sell to B D point top, but nothing has really been broken. We take a look at its future contract daily profiles. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We get back. Let's start taking a look at a couple of requests that have come in. NVIDIA and Marvell and IOVA. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We're taking a look at the charts here for NVIDIA. If you look at the daily time frame, I drew in the consolidation pattern that, in essence, we've been in since the December time frame out there. If you look at the and quite frankly, it's really to be expected. When you look at this monthly chart and you take a look at the gains, that it has been able to obtain, it makes sense to have a timeout. And it's done this before. It's done this 2 other times. So if we take a look at this here, we're going to draw in the other at least one other consolidating time period here. It's going to be about something like that. It's pretty close to that consolidation. Now, when you break through a consolidation, you typically do a measured move equal to or greater than the consolidating pattern. So here we're just simply going to go ahead and take this consolidation that we drew in there, move that to the top side, and you can see it did that. So it made that measured move. It gave us that expected measured move. We get a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top, and now price just simply trading sideways. We're forming another consolidation pattern, and I think it's another consolidation pattern to take a step to the upside. Now, what you'd want to be watching on the monthly time frame for NVIDIA most certainly is the bottom of its profile, and that's at 161.51. We did trade below the bottom of a monthly profile back in March of 2025. It lasted basically for a month out there, so that was a false breakdown signal. But if we did start closing below 161.51, we did that for 2 consecutive months, yeah, something else is going on inside of NVIDIA. But you can see that consolidating pattern on the monthly basis. It's just easier to see them here. When we look at them, you can see this consolidating pattern back here when it was forming the TD9s and so forth. Obviously, that was more than a measured move breakout there. And like I say, it's equal to or greater than the measured move. It's really a cool tool out there, those consolidating patterns. Granted, they can be frustrating here. And those of you that have seen so many great gains inside of NVIDIA out there, yeah, but it's just that normal consolidation pattern. We've seen it before, and those ones that have occurred before, they were before we saw a blast off to the upside out there. So, Dunk, I hope that helped you out and that made sense to you. With regard to the daily time frame, you've got profile support that is testing right now at 182.76. You close below that, we likely head down towards the bottom of its consolidation. right around the 171.96 level out there. So that's what's going on with NVDA. Dunk has got an interest in WEN. Whoops, and you got to see if he's got to actually type in the correct symbol if we're going to have any chance of reviewing this. So right now you got WEN trading out at $7.57. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot of shareholders here that are in the happy zone. The daily time frame needs a bullish reversal candle to generate a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom pattern. And if we do that, then what price should do is rally up to its oscillator and change line, which is already done this morning, 771. Bottom of its profile is 769. So you've got to close above, or this has to close above at least the oscillator and change line. And where it really needs to close above, Steve-O, is probably the 787 level. If you can do that, then you got to rally up towards 823. But you first got to get that bullish reversal candle. The piercing candle would form if we close at least halfway into yesterday's bar, which is maybe around $8 or so. I mean, I'm just visually looking at it. Somebody can do the math on that. That's the easy one. Just take the bar, divide it, and the top and the bottom, divide it by 2, and that's the point that price needs to close above to get a piercing candle today. The weekly time frame needs a bullish reversal. Hold your horses, Stevie. All right, last week, this formed a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom on the weekly time frame. And if price closes below 760, we're at 757 right now, it'll negate that signal and suggest that we head lower. But really, Steve-O, you have to close below that oscillating change line too. And that's at 738 to really say we're going to head lower. The monthly time frame chart, as Brother Dan here in the den has reminded me that it's wave number G. Let's see if I can get letter G. I consider that wave number 7. If you just simply figure out the alphabet, that's numeral. That's the number 7 position out there, and it's a 7th inning stretch. So, but wave number 7, letter G out here. You can see that needs a higher low to confirm that pattern. And then lastly, WEN isn't going to get any kind of upside traction until it can clear the monthly oscillator and change line. It currently printed out at 888. So you got potential for a daily bottom, Steve-O. If price can close back above last week's low, you'll have the weekly bottom in there. And the monthly just simply needs to form a lower high. And that couldn't take place until the end of next month out there. So hope that helped you out with both NVIDIA and WN. Thank you so much for playing the game. Hey, let's give Stevie something to review. MRVL is the next ticker symbol. That's for Bob in Spokane. So let's see what Marvell is doing. She's trading out with inside its profile that's got support at 72.17 to resistance up at the top at 82.51. Right now trading above its oscillator and change line. If it can remain above 78.60, likely to gravitate towards 82.51. It has a buy the D-point bottom pattern. So the daily's got a bottom. The weekly does not. And the weekly shows us that the real resistance level here on each of the rallies, Bob, is that weekly oscillator and change line, which it was tested this week, which was 83.62 or thereabouts. So you've got the trading range on Marvell is pretty clear. The trading range is between the oscillator and change line on a weekly basis and the top of its weekly profile, 71.41. So that's the trading range for Marvell out there. Monthly chart shows a consolidation with inside its profile as well, 60.62 to 90.34. Yes, it has a Rhodes momentum indicator top. That's the monthly chart, but and no bottom pattern. But when you get back to support, that can be the bottom, and that was at 60.62, and that's in fact what it's done out there. So just a consolidation right now that is going on. If Marvell can close above that weekly oscillator and change line, then I think you've got some upside to be looking at, Bob. So hope that helped you out. You also have interest in IOVA. Let's get its charts up on the screen, and Stevie needs a swig. There we go. So IOVA, I see a daily consolidation with inside its relatively wide profile. But you've got a buy zone between 231 and 247. The resistance level, or the sellers, are located at 279. Now, price right now is trading above its green oscillator and change line. It has attempted to close above that for like the last couple of weeks out there. 261 is the number. We're trading at 262. If you close above 261, odds favor it gravitates towards the top of the profile at 279. However, 272 is the top of the weekly profile. So you got overhead resistance, certainly on the daily and on the weekly chart. And the monthly chart, resistance up at 472. So the monthly's not playing in the game to assist us with what's going on. I'm going to pull the weekly chart just back a tad, see if there's any kind of bottom signal out here. The only bottom signal was really a bullish profile change in trend out there, or the weekly time frame. So Iowa, you got this 261 resistance, you got 272, and then 279. So Bob, thanks for playing along in that game and giving me something to look at. Much appreciated. The next request, we have another request out here. We've got one from Dan. Thank you, Dan. Gurn, let's get Gurn up on our charts here, and let's actually read what Dan wrote. That might be helpful. Gurn continues to show strength, trying to clear 11-month resistance as they type this up. Volume pretty solid so far. You were joking with me. No, I know you were joking with me. I was joking with you too. It's all, come on, Dan. It's all got to be a joke. How good fun. We're here to have a laugh. That's for sure. So, keep them coming, would you? If I had to listen to myself, I'd be writing myself all the time. So we take a look at Gurn. We've got a daily A to B equals CD pattern to the upside, and basically it hit that price projection level and then created this bearish engulfing candle on the trading day of February 11th out there. So Dan, that sets up your sell the D point resistance top at 169. A close above that negates that and says we continue to move higher. We come back from this break. We're going to take a look at Gurn. And what's the thing that Dan is most excited about at this moment, right now? What is it? Well, we'll take a look at that when we come back from this break.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and technique to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Trader's Edge is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risks, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
The charts for GERN up on our screen out here. We were looking at the daily time frame chart. We identified the sell, the D point top. We identified the level that the pattern would be negated if price closed above. That swing point, the last thing that we had out there, that swing point has volume of 15 million shares. So far today, in 2 hours of trading, we're up at about 4.2. So that's about 13 million share day or so, 13, 14. So we're moving into that swing point with similar type volume. The weekly time frame chart is trading above profile resistance. We're going to close above the top of that profile. It had a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom. Now you're getting a bullish profile change in trend. That says that over time, Dan, price wants to get to 279, but that is not what Dan is most excited about right now. He's most excited about the fact that the monthly chart shows that price is trading above its oscillator and change line. We've not been above that oscillator and change line since November of 2024 out there. And if we can close the month above that level right now is 164, that's going to suggest that we get to 189. And if price clears 189, then this thing becomes a little bit of a rocket ship. That rocket ship gets us to 279, later on to 455 out there. So you got a nice monthly bottom. It's a TD9 count bottom. You've got a nice weekly Rhodes momentum indicator bottom, and the daily just to negate that TD9 count top, which it's trying to do right now, and then this thing is off to the races. So that is what Dan was all about. The oscillator and change line, a very valuable tool out there. It's not any kind of moving average. People try to replicate it. Don't do that. Just go learn the tool. Just go learn it and understand you can calculate exactly where that number's at on the item that you are, whatever the instrument is that you're trading out there. Really very, very helpful. All right. Dan also had wanted to take a look at GSM. I overlooked that, so I want to pull that up on our screen, see what we've got going on with this instrument. And GSM's got a Rhodes momentum indicator top for its daily time frame. That formed yesterday with that bearish engulfing candle. Now, price is still trading above profile resistance and its oscillator and change line, so the signal from yesterday is now neutralized. Gets back below profile, it gets a little bit less neutral. Price is trading into a swing point that has volume of 1.1 million shares, and today we are into that so far in 2 hours of trading with 467. So you're pushing that swing point with volume. That says that GSM should at least go test that high, Dan. Now it's going to go test that high, and it's probably going to then create a TD9 count, if in fact it does that today or does that on Monday out there. But it's already got a Rhodes momentum indicator top. Whether it takes that out or not, you're just going to have to wait to see. The weekly time frame chart is trading above profile resistance, no topping pattern out there, so it's ready to rock and roll. And the monthly chart has got its sights set on its TD9 count breakdown level at 562. Now, this is in bar number 9 for this month, so you could easily get a TD9 count top between this month and the next month out there. It had a TD9 count bottom, and maybe it's time for a TD9 count top. But we're too early to make that call. We just know that resistance is up at 562. So hope that review of GSM helped you for its daily, its weekly, and its monthly time frame chart. Ron in Denver would like to take a look at ADP. I believe he's looking to buy some calls here. So let's go see what ADP is telling us its intentions are for the daily, weekly, and monthly time frames out here. ADP, daily time frame. Ron, we see a negated TD9 count bottom pattern from about 3-4 days ago with no other existing bottom signal that I see. So the answer is no. Do not buy long call. Do not buy calls inside of ADP. The weekly time frame chart. We are trading, I don't see any kind of bottom signal. Now, there is that letter G, which Stevie likes to say is wave number 7 out there, but that needs a higher low to confirm. You got a nice big bar to the downside, 5 weeks to the downside, maybe. I don't see it. That's not enough. No way is that enough. And on the monthly time frame says, well, we're at least headed back to test this bullish hammer candle out here. That has volume of 32 million shares. That's the month of April 2023. So far for the month, we are in with 38 million shares. Again, it's going against 30. Oh, okay. So Ron, ADP is going to go at least test, or should at least test that swing low. That's at 201.46. So stay away from ADP. The daily, the weekly, and the monthly, basically, you look ugly. Let's go take a look at service now. This is for SAT-P. SAT would like to buy a few shares if it suggests that we've got some kind of bottom signal out here. So the daily time frame formed a TD9 count and Rhodes momentum indicator bottom. Price is traded with inside its profile, so you can buy a few shares there. Now price should rally up towards the 114.57, 119.30 to 121.67 level. That is where you're going to find your resistance. The weekly time frame chart will confirm a TD9 count bottom pattern today. It'll complete that pattern next Friday. Price should rally up towards 130.68. So that says it can't get there until it gets through the daily resistance, but you got a daily bottom, you got a weekly bottom, and the monthly chart is probably just going to take its P's and Q's from the daily and weekly. The monthly does not have a bottom. It's needing a bullish reversal candle to confirm a buy the D point bottom. So, Sad, I hope that helps you out with regard to now. We haven't had too many requests in recent time where we've been able to say, yeah, go right ahead and fire away. Let's go take a look at HIMS as well. You're interested in that? See if this has got us, given us any kind of bottom signals here. Didn't look like it took HMS. There we go. Much more helpful when you actually type in the instrument. That's how my system works. I don't know about yours, but in mine, you literally have to type in the instrument you want to see before it populates. And that's no AI. It should know what we want. If we take a look at HIMS, yes, go ahead and fire away. This completed a TD9 count bottom pattern yesterday. So the cool thing here, this is an easy risk reward, because if you close below yesterday's low, well, that bottom pattern goes away and you'd close out that trade. So close below 1563, the trade's no good. What price should do is rally up towards 1912. And if it can clear 1912, now 1912 is today. It's the oscillator and change line. If price rallies, the number is going to go up a tad out there. But if price can clear its oscillator and change line, you're then going to start targeting the 30.27 level. The weekly time frame. Granted, we have gapped to the downside this week. Not necessarily a great signal out there, but it is bar number 8 of a TD9 count. And since you've got the daily TD9 count bottom, I say, okay, go ahead. You can take the risk reward here. That's really what it is. It's not insignificant, but you're just always looking to buy a few shares. So you got the daily bottom, maybe the weekly bottom. And I'd say this: if we close below yesterday's low, then we come back to this after we see a weekly TD9 count bottom pattern form out there. So, Sad, I hope that helped you out with all of those. So I'm thinking about some options income. Oh, great, on GSM. Good. Yeah, no, those charts look really good. Sharky, thank you, Sharky. I really appreciate that. I don't see any other requests, any by email or any by the Den. I think I've been through all of the Den history out there and I've gotten everything. You want to take a look at Legos, LGO. That's not what it is, folks. It's just what Stevie called it. Now, what we see here is a sell the D point top, very likely on the daily time frame. We got to sell the D point top on the daily with price finding support at its oscillator and change line. And that's a key level out there because we are trading below profile support, which is at 158. Let's do this, Sharky. Let's come back from this break. We'll take a look at the LGO. We'll give some time for folks to put in a couple other requests there. And the weekly's got a TD9 count topping pattern that's completing today. We'll talk about all that when we get back to this break.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. See, Dan posted a picture of Elton John in the den, Rocket Man. Just was reminiscing and remembering the first time I saw Elton John play was 53 years ago. He was touring then with Kiki D. Any guys, gals, remember that tour, that concert out there? That was the first time. I've seen him many times. Years back, now this is probably like a decade or two, he was traveling with Billy Joel. I don't know if any of you got a chance to. So if you've ever been to an Elton John concert, you know that they last for like 3 hours, 2 or 3 hours. He just plays. He plays. He comes back. He plays. Great musician. Now these days, I don't know what even if he's still touring anymore. But then you get Billy Joel, and any of you have seen Billy Joel, he does the same thing. You go to the concert where the two of them are playing. Okay, and it just simply is hours long. I mean, it's actually the one concert I could say that is truly worth the bucks that you end up having to play. So, Danny, you saw him with Billy Joel. Yeah, it just you thought he blew Billy Joel off the stage. But you got to admit that is a great concert, And then when they come and play together and everything, and that was I mean, when those two were playing, I went to see them in the state of Florida, a couple different locations, in the same tour, just because, you just don't get music like that. Even if you're not into music, it's no big, But when you are into music like I am, you take advantage of that. So back to LGO out here. And in the case of LGO, I believe the intention was to take a long position in here. And the answer is no, I don't see that at this moment in time. And the reason I don't see that is because you've got that weekly TD9 count topping pattern. And what should unfold here is price should pull back towards the 121 level, 121 to 113 to 126. But the oscillator and change on is printing right now at 121. And with the daily trading below the bottom of its daily profile, if we close below that green oscillator and change line, it's really where we're printing 154. We're printing 155 right now. That would add to the idea that we should see a retracement. Now, maybe it's that retracement back towards that oscillator and change line, back towards that 113 to 126 level. That would be your entry point. The monthly time frame chart has a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom pattern, and it wants to go target the 228 level. So it's just waiting for the daily and the weekly to figure things out. But right now it looks like it's further to the downside. You should be able to get a better entry point on that. Ron in Denver writes back in, would like to take a GLW. So let's pull those charts up on our screen. GLW, and when I went to see, I remember I had some buddies that made fun of me 53 years ago for seeing Elton John. And granted, he's well, but man, What music that guy plays. GLW out here. So we've got this up on our screen, and Ron's interested in buying calls, I believe, in this too. So this one I can buy into. Why is that? Well, first, the daily time frame had a TD9 count top. It looks like last Friday or Thursday or Wednesday. It was February 6th out there. And we negated that in one session. And today, prices pulled back and test reject that green oscillator and change line. That was really the buy signal on the momentum move to the upside there, Ron. If you look at the weekly time frame, no topping pattern. Rhodes momentum indicator signal present, but needs a bearish reversal candle. Monthly, bar number 9, like so many things out here. But that top needs a... that top says it may not form until next month out there. So, yeah, in the daily time frame, you got a better signal here on GLW than the ones that we looked at earlier, Ron. So I hope that helps you out. Again, the daily having a nice bullish test this morning, and this looks like it does want to continue to move higher. Rich in Oregon would like to take a look at USAS. Let's see what this is doing. USAS right now trading out at 767 and below the daily profile and its green oscillator and change line. Says we could see a further retracement. Now, today's bar is an inside bar. Says that typically the way that plays out is that the direction that price came from is the direction that price will continue. Well, we can see that basically says yesterday was to the downside, so I say to the downside. However, I just need one check here. Did we test that swing point yesterday? So we tested the top of the swing point from back on February 5th. 6.2 million shares was tested with 7 million shares. Okay, great. So we should be back down there. Perfect. So I got to love how that worked out. I said, you get an inside bar. It says we should go to the direction that we have been trading. And then we go take a look at the volume. That was high volume test as you get back to that swing point. Beautiful thing out there. We take a look at the weekly time frame. TD9, Rhodes momentum indicator top, price finding support at its oscillator and change line and traded above the top of its daily profile. So it is the weekly that is the thorn in your side. Now, if on a daily top, that's the daily that's the thorn in your side. If the daily can get back inside its profile, that means close above 818, then you might have something here. That something would get you up to 911 as a test, 1004. Those would be your battleground areas. And the reason that the weekly, again, it's got that Rhodes momentum indicator top, but getting back to the oscillator and change line, trade above the profile, that bottom might be in. And the monthly chart negated a TD9 count top last month. So USAS has got a strong, longer-term upward momentum move that is underway. It's just got to deal with the daily and the weekly. The daily is probably a solid D point top. I do see letter G up there, so we'll call it a wave 7 as well. So that's what's going on with regard to USAS, Rich. I guess your question was here about the calls. I'd have to say you'd be better off to wait until price gets back inside the daily profile out there or some type of clear daily bottom pattern. We've got another Ron in Denver. That's a beautiful thing. EIX is the ticker symbol we're going to go take a look at. And this Ron has been inside this instrument basically since the lows. And as indicated, he's got such nice profits here. Should he take some? So we're going to share with him what the charts are communicating to us. And by the way, nice grab way back. I think it was in June. So he really did catch the bottom out here, where it was a nice Rhodes momentum indicator bottom on the daily time frame. So on the daily time frame, here's where you're at. You're in bar number 8 of a TD9 count pattern. That says that a TD9 count top could form between today and next Wednesday, because next Monday is a holiday out there. What price should then do? Price should then pull back towards 66.15. It's daily oscillator and change line. Yes, Tom, we did cover NVIDIA. I think that was right at the open out there. So that's what the daily time frame is communicating to you and I, is that we could see a top anytime between today and next Wednesday out there, with price then pulling back to test this oscillator and change line. The weekly chart today will go ahead and confirm a TD9 count top, that will complete next week. We also have a wave 7 top, letter G, on my screen, but that needs a lower high to confirm that pattern. And again, that top, because we're trading about profile resistance, it's oscillator and change line. No reason for it to not form a higher high in the bar following bar number 9. That's what it's looked like to me. Why? Ron, the other Ron in Denver, price is trading above its monthly oscillator and change line. There is nothing that looks bad long-term, okay, about about this set of charts out here. Yes, the daily and the weekly may be getting ready for some type of pullback and retracement. You figure out how you want to trade around that, but the monthly's looking pretty good. And the retracements, decent retracement, only $5. So what are you talking about? It's about 8% or so. Give or take, it could be even more than that because you're at $71 now, and the weekly says you could go back to test the top of that profile at $61.94. You got to take it kind of one day at a time. If I'm you, I'm looking at the intraday charts, 5-10 minute charts, just to take a look at the patterns. Do we continue to start trading below prior lows? Are we making higher, lower highs and lower lows out there? Just little things like that. So I hope that helped you out. Thanks so much for writing in. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back. We'll look at the NQ because I'm sure that Nicholas would like to see that. Be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Welcome back, folks. So we got the intraday charts here for the NQ up on our screen. What we'll see here is a 10-minute Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom, a 15-minute Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom, a 30-minute Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom, a 60-minute Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom, and a 2-hour TD9 count and Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom. Now, the 2-hour time frame chart shows that prices trade above the center of its bullish structured profile, 24,851. That tells us that price wants to go target the top of its profile, 24,993. It can't do that that until price takes out the oscillator and change line on the 240-minute time frame chart. So right now we are at an inflection point. That inflection point is at 24,902 or 25,905. If we can clear that level, the next inflection point is going to be between 24,951 and 25,020. That's coming from the 5-hour time frame chart. That was the oscillator and change line, followed by the top of its profile. So that is your resistance area for today. The NQ not giving us any kind of intraday topping signal, at least not just yet. You could get a TD9 count top that would form. We are in bar number 8 right now, so as we come into noon, so you could get a TD9 count top for the 30-minute time frame for the NQ. So let's go back and let's reopen up the 30-minute charts out there and see if we've got the same pattern that is unfolding for each of the 30-minute equity future charts. So those will populate here momentarily, and everything will be copacetic, and that's how we will close out the show. Again, Friday is President's Day, so that means that is a golf day for Stevie. That is assuming that and by the way, you know, I had that special treatment done on my golfer's elbow, along with the peptides that I'm taking, and it is really improved. So he's back here. So the ES Mini, no TD9 count tops for its 30-minute time frame. The NQ, yeah, it's got the potential. All it has to do within the next hour is tick above the price point of 25,928. So watch that. Nothing on the Dow, so we don't have any synergy here. But we do have the NQ and the Russell 2000 that could form those TD9 count tops. So watch those out there for clues as to what the market's intentions are early this afternoon. Folks, have a happy holiday, a wonderful long weekend, and I'll look forward to seeing you on a terrific Tuesday. Take care and be safe out there.